On a rainy day, Asahi spots Maharu, a popular classmate, sitting on a swing. He kindly offers her his umbrella. Despite catching a cold the next day, Asahi attends school. Upon returning to his messy apartment where he lives alone, he discovers Mahiru holding his umbrella as she resides in the adjacent apartment. Asahi's worsening cold prompts Mahiru to care for him and prepare nourishing porridge. Recovering from illness, Asahi discovers Mahiru's talent in cooking and her disdain for the school nickname Angel. They agree to maintain a facade of being strangers in school. However, the following day, Mahiru notices Asahi's reliance on takeout food and energy drinks, prompting her to offer cooking dinner for him. This soon evolves into a nightly routine. Asahi's friend Itsuki begins to notice his improved health from the balanced meals. Witnessing Asahi's attempts to clean his apartment, Mahiru decides to assist him, and in return, Asahi treats her to pizza. Surprised by her unfamiliarity with pizza due to her family's wealth, Asahi becomes puzzled by Mahiru's decision to live on a limited budget. He questions her motives for cooking, and she claims it is merely to showcase her skills, but Asahi remains unconvinced. After finding Mahiru with a sprained ankle, Asahi carries her home dressed in his PE clothes in case she's recognized by others. Asahi casually mentions wanting to try Mahiru's cooking while fresh and hot, so Mahiru agrees to cook in Asahi's kitchen, while splitting the cost of ingredients and eating together. They realize they enjoy eating together, but Asahi still finds the arrangement unusual since they are neither dating nor even interested in each other. While studying, Asahi works hard enough to get good grades, but Mahiru claims she is required to get top grades, but doesn't explain why. Asahi unconditionally glances from her ID and notices that Mahiru's birthday is soon, so he asks his friend Itsuki and his girlfriend Chitose for gift ideas. Despite Mahiru's claims she never celebrates her birthday, she accepts the gift of hand cream and a teddy bear, which make her very happy. She also reveals she usually keeps her birthday a secret, so accepting Asahi's gift is a big deal. Asahi wonders if this is what having a girlfriend feels like, but quickly reminds himself they are not dating. Asahi's mother Shihoko visits unexpectedly, and finding Mahiru asleep in his room, believes they are either dating or almost dating. After she leaves, Mahiru is glad Asahi has a kind mother, revealing her own parents never even bothered to call her by her first name. They decide they can use each other's first names, but only in private. Mahiru is surprised when Asahi gives her a spare key. When Mahiru gets first place in their exams, Asahi buys a cake as a reward, something else she never got from her parents. They end up feeding each other bites of cake, but soon realize that it is embarrassing. Asahi decides to attempt to cook for himself, but it does not go well. Mahiru is pleased he still needs her to cook for him. Itsuki and Chitose convince Asahi to invite them to his apartment for a Christmas Eve party. Mahiru chooses to hide in her own apartment until they leave, but asks Asahi to spend Christmas Day teaching her to play video games. When it begins snowing at the party, Chitose and Itsuki watch it from the balcony and are surprised to see Mahiru doing the same on her own balcony next door, accidentally discovering that she is Asahi's neighbor. Asahi and Mahiru explain their living situation. Itsuki and Chitose are skeptical about their claim of no romantic feelings but agree to keep everything secret. Asahi is upset their secret didn't last longer than confused over feeling that way. He and Mahiru share dinner like normal, and she reveals she learned cooking from the woman who looked after her. As planned, they play video games on Christmas Day, which leads to embarrassing moments as Asahi teaches her to play. Asahi reveals a Christmas gift, a cute case to keep his spare key in. Mahiru unexpectedly moves Asahi's hair from his face and discovers he is actually quite handsome. Asahi does the same to her and sees how beautiful she is. Panicking, Mahiru reveals Asahi's gift, a scarf. Mahiru develops a fever, so Asahi puts her in his bed to rest. Mahiru unexpectedly holds Asahi's hand until she falls asleep. Later, she reveals it was Koyuki, her parents' maid, who taught her cooking, but even Koyuki couldn't look after her when Mahiru was ill as she went home at night. Asahi promises to stay every night until she gets better. Later, Asahi is angry at himself for falling in love with her. Asahi's parents arrange to visit him on New Year's Day. Mahiru falls asleep in Asahi's arms before he can tell her, forcing him to put her in his bed while he takes the sofa. The next morning, Mahiru is embarrassed. Asahi's parents arrive and Mahiru meets his father, Shudo. They decide to visit a shrine, even though Asahi is still afraid of people from school seeing them together. Talking with Shudo, it is revealed Asahi lives alone due to a past incident. Asahi is stunned by Mahiru in traditional yukata. Mahiru is likewise happy at how mature Asahi looks in smart clothes and actually tells him so. Unfamiliar with the yukata, Mahiru holds Asahi's arm the whole visit to avoid falling. Asahi's parents return home. But rumor spreads at school Mahiru visited a shrine with a secret boyfriend who no one realizes was Asahi. Asahi warns Mahiru that being seen with him is bad for her. Tired of his low opinion of himself, Mahiru scolds him, angrily listing everything she likes about him. Asahi is surprised Mahiru has such a good impression of him. Mortified by her outburst, Mahiru spends the rest of their evening hiding her face in a pillow. Valentine's Day approaches. Mahiru only gives chocolate to her female friends to avoid starting rumors. Asahi notices classmate Yuta Katawaki getting chocolates from dozens of girls and lends him a bag to carry it all. Mahiru makes chocolate for Asahi, but is embarrassed and leaves them in his apartment before quickly returning home. Asahi finds they were handmade to his preference of bitter chocolate. Yuta returns Asahi's bag, causing some gossip. Asahi decides to get Mahiru a White Day gift. Despite her insistence, she does not need one. Mahiru is annoyed Asahi's birthday was before Christmas and he didn't tell her, so she demands they celebrate his next one, but is embarrassed by the implication it will still be together in a year. Asahi gives Mahiru a flower bracelet and an anything you want coupon, which she uses immediately to have him put the bracelet on for her. Asahi finds repressing his feelings becoming unbearable. Itsuki correctly deduces is Asahi's fear of rejection holding him back. After accidentally touching her hand, Asahi is physically floored when Mahiru reveals she hates boys touching her, but doesn't mind if Asahi does it. Asahi worries Mahiru is acting like a new lead wife. Itsuki fights with his father and stays with Asahi temporarily. Mahiru cooks him dinner as well, and Itsuki fails to get Asahi to confess his feelings. Chitosai invites herself over and Mahiru agrees she can sleep in her apartment. Chitosai attempts to have Mahiru be honest with her feelings but fails. Itsuki eventually leaves, but before they can return to normal, Mahiru is visited by a woman who insults her and tells her she will not visit again once Mahiru graduates university. Mahiru admits to Asahi the woman is Seo, her mother who has hated her since birth. Her parents married for business reasons and Mahiru's birth was an accident. Due to this, raising her was entrusted to servants like Koyuki. Mahiru's existence prevents them from getting divorced until she graduates university, hence their hatred of her. The day Asahi found her in the rain, she was in near despair until Asahi showed her kindness. Asahi allows Mahiru to cry on him, comforting and reassuring her until she feels better, followed by embarrassment hugging for such a long time. They decide to go for a walk, confirming they are important to each other, briefly hugging and holding hands under cherry blossom trees. In the new term, Asahi and Mahiru are now in the same class. Yuta starts talking to Asahi more. Mahiru, who smiles a lot more and enjoys casually touching Asahi, makes the surprising request for him to put his head in her lap. Asahi is confused, but it does make him feel better and he falls asleep. Mahiru makes it clear Asahi is the only one who gets to see this side of her. Asahi wins more stuffed animals from Mahiru, who asks if he would like anything in return. Asahi picks pudding, though she seems dissatisfied by this choice, then becomes embarrassed when he insists her cooking is the highlight of his day. The next day, Mahiru is unexpectedly jealous of Yuta being able to speak to Asahi in public, so she begins casually interacting with Asahi at school and ends up on a group cooking project with him, Itsuki, and Chitose. Other students fooling around in the kitchen almost burn Mahiru, but Asahi saves her. Mahiru notices Asahi holds her longer than necessary, earning jealous stares from a lot of people. Mahiru hopes Asahi won't be bothered by other students, and is visibly upset at how long it will take before she and Asahi can interact casually in public. Asahi and Mahiru will soon have a week off school, so Mahiru asks to go out somewhere. Asahi agrees and they plan to visit a cat cafe, an arcade, and go shopping. Mahiru gives Chitose cooking lessons. Asahi falls asleep while they cook, and after Chitose leaves, Mahiru confesses while he slept she had pinched his cheek. Getting ready for their day out, Asahi is pleasantly surprised Mahiru dresses up for it and styles her hair. Almost without realizing, they hold hands all day. At the cat cafe, Asahi comments Mahiru is cat-like, distant at first, then affectionate and likes to be petted. At the arcade, Mahiru wins Asahi a toy cat, and he almost pets her hair, but they are approached by Yuta, who quickly deduces what is going on. Asahi makes another bad comment about himself, causing Mahiru to question what caused his low self-esteem. The next day, Yuta asks probing questions that really make Asahi think about his feelings for Mahiru. Returning home, he catches Mahiru guiltily looking at his childhood photographs emailed to her by his mother. Wrestling for her phone, Asahi falls on top of her and almost kisses her, but he resists, pinching her cheek instead. When he can't see her face, Mahiru appears disappointed. With Mother's Day approaching, Mahiru questions why he won't even return home to see his mother. Asahi finally explains in junior high he had 3 friends he realized were manipulating him for his money. He lost his ability to trust even his other friends and switched schools. Mahiru promises he can always depend on her when he's upset. A rumor spreads at school Mahiru went on a date with a guy, which Mahiru confirms was the most important person in her life. She later insists this is true to Asahi. She has no feelings for her parents, so all she has are friends, of which Asahi is her most treasured. Asahi feels a compulsion to improve his appearance and starts exercising. Asahi dreams of having sex with Mahiru, making him act strangely towards her. Mahiru is upset until Asahi explains about his embarrassing dream, which Asahi finds funny. With exams approaching, Mahiru promises Asahi if he scores in the top 10, he can lie with his head in her lap again. She also reveals she loves taking care of him. Her use of the word love is almost too much for Asahi to handle. Asahi scores 6th in the exams. Asahi insists she deserves a reward for scoring first, but Mahiru refuses, claiming her wish isn't something he can give her. She then insists on putting his head in her lap to stroke his hair. Mahiru falls asleep and Asahi is forced to carry her to her own apartment. Half asleep, she asks Asahi to sleep in her bed with her, but he resists. The next morning, Mahiru is mortified but also frustrated. She has started to desire him physically, but Asahi deliberately misunderstands when she hints at it. As summer arrives, Mahiru switches to summer uniform, taking care to show Asahi her bare legs without tights, provoking him to admit he likes her legs while she admits she wanted him to see them. Asahi is angry when he overhears girls gossiping about Mahiru, but she accepts it as a normal reaction to her popular public personality. Asahi insists he prefers the real her she shows in private, embarrassing her, but making her happy he knows the real her. She also finds it cute he is possessive of the real her and hopes no one at school ever finds out. Immediately following their conversation, Asahi threatens to silence her with a kiss if she keeps teasing him. Shockingly, Mahiru kisses him on the cheek, leaving him stunned. At school, they are awkward, making Itsuki worry they are fighting. At home, they agree the kiss was meaningless. The mothers seem happy about it and discuss sports day where they will both compete in the scavenger race. During the race, organized by Chitose, they select each other as the item they need to find and finish together despite being on opposite teams. It is then revealed Asahi was supposed to find someone beautiful, while Mahiru was supposed to find someone special, to the utter amazement of the entire school. The boys are furious, so Asahi criticizes them for idolizing her as the angel when to him she's just Mahiru, he likes it that way. Mahiru likewise shames the boys for their behavior when it is none of their business. Privately, Mahiru apologizes for causing him trouble, but Asahi then apologizes for ignoring her feelings and reveals his own feelings fully, asking her to be his girlfriend, which she happily accepts.